Okay guys, this is going to be a reaction video to the 120 years of Harley press release with the new bikes for 2023. We're not going to cover any of the bikes that happened that are carryover bikes that have stayed the same, couple minor changes. We're going to focus on the new bikes on this video. So stand by and let's get into it, and at the end we'll go over what I think is going to happen next. Okay, so the video starts out with all these iconic old school pictures, which kind of is what you expect for Harley. They tend to just go back to the original culture that they're building upon, and they show that in this video. One of the themes that you'll see that's pervasive through this is the use of the eyes, like this. You have several different faces that are exposed, and it narrows down to just their eyes, which kind of goes with the brand's idea of looking forward. I'm very happy with the focus of the company at this point, and I'm very happy with what they're doing with the bikes. So as you know, the Road King Standard, it's just the Road King, but we'll call it the Road King Standard, and the EGLIDE are gone, at least so far. I have a source that tells me that the name EGLIDE is gone for quite some time, that anything using the word Electra in it is going to be used in the future when they start electrifying the rest of the main fleet, not just the live wire division. So that name will come back eventually, but that name is gone. And then we'll talk about some icon ideas that's coming up for the Road King that they're not giving so far. The Road King Special's there, but not the standard Road King. Okay, so let's get into the anniversary models. We have this variant of red that is the coloration for these bikes. And we have, 6 bikes and a CVO. Let's go over each one of these.
Wow. Sea of red.
Yeah.
Holy Toledo. Look at these colors.
Beautiful.
In the Softail family, nobody's surprised that the Fat Boy and the Heritage are going to be the bikes chosen to carry on with the anniversary edition moniker. That basically we all knew that was coming. So no surprises there. And then we have the Road Glide and the Street Glide, of course, are going to have an anniversary edition. Again, no surprises there. We have the Ultra, but we also have a Trike. And the Trike is gorgeous. Now, I'm going to show some pictures of each one of these models, and I'm going to put up here on the screen what their price is going to be here in the US, along with the production run that's expected for each one. CVO that's shown is going to be a Road Glide Limited, and here it is. This paint job is amazing. I really love what they did with this bike. It's just absolutely gorgeous. The $52,000 price tag it's climbing up there. So it's getting a bit out of reach for even most of your collectors. But it is a gorgeous bike, and I am sure it is worth every penny. Of course, there are some new collections both in the clothing line and in the parts line, although the parts additions, which you'll find on the website, are not as substantial as in prior years. I'm sure there's more coming because of the other events that are happening this year. Now let's talk about that freewheeler. Now the freewheeler is going to come out with a blacked out option, of course, as you may have heard, but it's also coming under a new name, which is the Road Glide 3 with the shark nose fairing on it. Now I think this is a really smart move. All you have to do to this bike, if you want to take it all the way and be the Road King version of the main trike, is to add a trunk on it, a top box on the back. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. I love the options that you have of having chrome or black on all your trim and kit pieces. I think it's been a long time in coming to get this, and I'm very happy. And I'm happy they started with a little bit more stripped down model instead of going full out with every option and putting it on the freewheeler when they're going to put the shark nose on the front of it. So I think it came out really good. And I heard it was only like about 14 pounds, I believe. If that's wrong, I'm going to put it up here on the screen. But there's only about a 14-pound difference in weight. So good job. Good job, Harley. Okay, next is the Nightster S. So they're adding an S model to the lineup for the Nightster. Biggest differences are going to be the seats, the pegs and setup for the passenger position, the 5-inch risers on the handlebars, and the much improved clock or instrument cluster that's coming off of the Sportster S. I love this cluster, and I think it is very nice the way that they've underslung it underneath the handlebars instead of having it on top of the handlebars. Very good styling. The new front wheel is just right on. I had not been interested in purchasing a Sportster S because of the positioning of the seating. It just kills my back, or the standard Nightster, because it was just missing some things. But the Nightster S is something where I might get an additional bike, throw in the garage, and this would be it. I feel that this far exceeds the looks and capability of the Indian Scout lineup. I'm just in love with this bike. But the king, for me, of all the bikes shown, the one that has stolen the show, in my opinion, the one that I am most interested in seeing in person and riding, is the Breakout. Bringing the Breakout back to the US was a really smart move. Increasing the size of the tank from the 3-ish gallons to the 5 gallons makes a big difference. This bike is one of the very few bikes, especially in that orange color, that I think chrome looks so good on as compared to the black. I'm normally a black out type of person. Love the black pipes, all the framing, everything else. But this bike looks so good in the chrome. I am very excited. Now, it's always suffered from lean angle. There's no getting around it because of that stretched out front end. But this bike looks great. I'm sure that it's going to handle good. Makes me wonder if they're going to do something with the fat bob where they increase the tank on that, because that is the one weak point of the fat bob, which is a darling bike. It is one of my favorite. I've owned one. I love it. But I did not like that small gas tank on there. And of course, they put the perfect engine in this breakout. The rest of the videos talks about customizing your bike, gets a little bit into the party that's coming up for the 120-year anniversary event. What I would like to talk about is what's missing. So you clearly know by now that we don't have the 975 off-road bike that we were expecting, the Pan American 975. I believe it's coming. I think that we're going to have a couple events where we release some new bikes right before the riding season gets underway, and that's going to be the Bronx, and it's going to be the Pan American 975. I fully expect that. Why is the Pan American 975 keep getting pushed back? Well, my understanding is that they use a lot of the 1250 Pan America, and in doing so, they have a pretty high cost margin. And the step back from releasing it last year, I believe, was due to trying to find ways to make it more affordable by lowering the cost on some of these pieces, which means that they're going to have a little bit less of the components from the 1250 and make that truly a pinnacle bike and come in with a much less equipped 975, which is fine because, as we all know, Harleys are blank slates. They're there for us to customize. But it's that struggle with the pricing that has delayed it, in my humble opinion. The Bronx, the Bronx is going to be a really good bike to release right at the beginning of the riding season to continue the hype that's going to continue throughout the year and into all the events for the 120 anniversary. Let's talk about what else is missing, and that is the Road King. So there's patents. I'm sure you've heard by now the Highway King is a name that is under patent, and we're expecting something to come out to fill the slot that this Road King standard has vacated. And what I think that is of course going to be the Highway King, but I think they're going to launch it as an icon model. The icon name keeps being used, even though we haven't had an official icon bike in a short while now. So I think they're trying to keep that name out there. And I fully expect toward the end of summer to have an icon model launch. And it's going to be this bike. Now, HD Vibe did a great video on a bike that he came across that he fully expects to be this Highway King. I'm going to link it, and the card will be either up here or over here. I don't know which at this point, but we will get that card up there so you can click that and go watch his video. It is an absolutely gorgeous bike. Well, that's going to wrap up this reaction video. I hope to see you on the next ones. I'm going to be getting into a lot more footage, go back to the upgrades that we're doing on Jade Shadow. So hang in there with me. I enjoy having you along for the ride. Again, if you have any questions or comments or would like me to address anything, please leave them below in the comment section. Like and subscribe. I really need your help in getting the channel to boost it up some. So I will see you on the next one. Ride safe.